Going and in the end it's an amazing game, home. Another Wembley trip for us is amazing and important, so yeah, amazing.
Is that one of the best City performances of the season in your eyes?
Yeah, I think so. Between 30 minutes and 60, I think that's one of the better ones, yeah.
It's your 12th hat-trick for Manchester City. You scored a lot of goals for this club, but you've got a standing ovation. You've taken in the applause around the stadium here today. What does it mean to walk away with another match ball?
Oh, of course, been some time since I've done it now for City, so I think it's about time that I did it again. So yeah, another hat-trick is always nice and special. So I'm super happy.
Yeah, you have scored a lot of goals this season, but I know you're your own worst critic. How have you viewed your season as a whole?
I think it's been a bit too much up and down, which is not good enough. Again, I cannot keep on thinking about what I could have done differently or what didn't happen or what happened. I have to think about the next game, and the reality is now it's for us it's a long week now because we're not in the Champions League, which is not good enough. But again, we won today, and now we have to start focusing on Chelsea because it's a massive game again.
It's hard to pick out one of the goals, but just on the second one, I know you've been crying out for crosses this season. That ball from Antoine Semenyo, that the type of cross you want?
Of course. I will tell him to keep doing this a lot now because it worked out well. So yeah, I mean, we work in training. Antoine is new, so it takes a bit of time, you know, with new players and all of this. And Antoine is outstanding. Nico outstanding again. Today he gave me a tap in and he makes a penalty. So I mean, I'm just super happy to be here.
And just finally, you've just won the Carabao Cup at Wembley. How much belief is there in that dressing room that you can go on and win the FA Cup now too?
I mean, since I came to this club, I won it. I've been in a few finals. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've been in one final. So now we're back at Wembley, and it's about trying to do our best because this club, we have to win trophies and we have to perform at the best and biggest stage.
Well done today, Erling. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Manchester City 4, Liverpool 0. Impressive from City, as much as we bemoan Liverpool.
And you look at those stats, you think, oh, it might have been a bit of a close game apart from the goals, but it wasn't really. The first half was relatively tight until the end when Liverpool went in 2-0 down. But it was certainly not their worst performance in the first half. But they've got this thing about them at the moment when they just sort of crumble. You know, they don't see the danger, they don't smell the danger, they're too easy to score against. And then at half-time, we're all sitting saying, right, what's he going to do? He hasn't got that many options, but he's got options. What's he going to do? I mean, he didn't bring anybody on, so okay. Is he going to shuffle the pack? Is he going to move Salah? Is he going to move Wirtz? Is he going to change something if he hasn't changed personnel? No. As you said, he sat in his hands. He sat in his hands and he waited till they were 4-0 down, and then he started bringing some subs on. He's a man, I think, and I think we're all sort of on the same page here, he's staring into the abyss. He has been searching for the answer to all these problems, or the answers to all these problems, since match day 1 of the Premier League season. And we're now at the tail end of the season. They're now out of this cup competition. If anybody thinks they can beat PSG over 2 legs, then you'll have to find them for me. They've got a battle for the Champions League places, and they're in seriously poor form. I mean, it's not just this game. Take the Brighton game before the international break, and there's been many, many others. They have been all over the place. And City were good. Don't get me wrong. City scored some nice goals today, but it was way too easy for City to score those goals.
Steve, you mean a staunch defender of Arne Slot? When we talked about the possibility of getting fired at the end of the season, they won't win any silverware now. They're not, as Craig said, they're not going to be PSG in the Champions League. There's been no title defence. There seems to be no plan B.
There's nothing, is there? I mean, the life has been...
What's your argument to keep him now?
I'm beginning to go the other way. I mean, right now, the life has been sucked out of Liverpool Football Club. You know, to sit and watch Liverpool play now is becoming difficult. It's becoming... Every time there's a game coming up, the only thing you can think of is what's going to go wrong and how long is it going to take? That's the feeling. And if I'm feeling this 3,000 miles away, what are they feeling in Anfield? And I said earlier, there have been too many firsts for Arne Slot this year. And again, as I said today, not even an hour, we're talking 58 minutes, and half of that 8,000 Liverpool supporters had left the ground. I've never seen that happen in my lifetime. So I'm really beginning to waver the other way, because it's beginning to get a little embarrassing and a little ridiculous now. And the fact that we're going into a Champions League game against PSG, scared to death of what the score could be, that's for any manager. I don't care what your name is or what your CV says. You're in big trouble.
Now, it now sort of looks on the face of it, and I may be wrong, but it looks on the face of it that last year's success came about taking over a Klopp-built squad and tinkering with it a little bit, and it was good, fair play. But it wasn't really his team. Feels this is more, not his team, but it was a summer of rebuilding. A lot of players were signed, and he doesn't know what he's doing with this side. He has made some bad decisions, particularly with dropping Ekitike early on and playing Alexander Isak, who wasn't ready. That wasn't a smart decision. Obviously, the full-back positions have been a major problem for him. He's too central either. I mean, there's a lot of players not playing as well as they were, but it's his job to be in the training field working on those things. And it just, to me, smells like he's not going to have the answer to putting this right. And if I was a Liverpool board spending the money, I'm now sitting thinking, right, I'm going to spend another 200 million in the summer. Am I spending it so as he can go again next year? And then we're maybe in the same position? Or are we spending it and bringing in a fresh face? And I think the one guy that's out there is you know, he's nailed on as a favourite, is Xabi Alonso. And I think we're kind of close to that stage.
Stevie, talk to me about Mo Salah, and have you seen this sort of drop-off from many players in the past?
No, this is unprecedented. How can you go from almost winning the Player of the Year last year to this, to the fact that now you don't look as though you know where the goal is?
This goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah,
There is a challenge.
There is a challenge, but the fact is that he had plenty of time to get it under control and pick his spot, but his touch is so poor. I mean, that there. Where's the power? His whole body shape's wrong. Again, talk about body shape. You know, you got to get over this. He's leaning back. He's doing every single basic thing wrong, and even this penalty kick. He doesn't have his head up. You watch the majority of people take penalty kicks nowadays. They're all watching where the goalie is. But Mo is so concentrated and so unsure that he has to concentrate on the ball and make sure he gets a good strike. And so all that other stuff that you would normally do with your head up, because you're confident, has completely and utterly disappeared. And to answer your question you asked me, I have never seen a player go from there to there in such a short space of time.
Let's get some reaction now, shall we, from Manchester. Here's Virgil van Dijk.
A really disappointing result for Liverpool. How do you sum up today?
Yeah, very difficult to accept, very difficult to be out there. So yeah, very tough day, and I feel bad for the fans as well.
And the penalty that you conceded on another day, I'm sure you'd have done that very differently.
It went so fast. The ball comes in on O'Reilly's right foot. Obviously, I planted my foot behind him. And I think he bounced it to Doku. Obviously, well, I said it went so fast, so you know it's a split-second decision. Eventually, I managed to block the shot, but the pen is given already.
How important now to get this result, this performance out of your heads before a massive Champions League tie against Paris Saint-Germain, and how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, very, very important to try and get it out of the system as soon as possible. But at the moment, I can only speak for myself that this is a big blow. This is tough to take, especially the way second half. But yeah, the reality is that midweek there's a hungry and very good PSG waiting for us. You could say the only good thing is that there's 2 games to be played. But even in between those games, we played a tough game against Fulham. So yeah, tough one.
Just finally, most of the Liverpool fans did leave the stadium early today. Do you have a message for them?
No, I can understand that. You know, obviously they've been going through ups and downs like we obviously as well. And obviously we would love them to be staying up until the end. But if you're 4-0 down in the way we played the second half, then I can understand the anger. And you know, obviously in my time at Liverpool, we have been going through tough times, and at the moment it's a tricky one as well.
Thanks for your time, appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, Virgil.
No excuses then from Virgil van Dijk, reflecting on that 4-0 defeat.
Fair play for stepping up, but he's been poor as well. 2 guys that were paid a king's ransom in the summer, 2 leaders. He's the captain. 2 guys that have taken this Liverpool team on their shoulders in different aspects have been 2 of the worst performers. You know, obviously Konaté's had a very, very bad season, but in terms of leadership, positioning and defending with Van Dijk's quality, he's been poor. And I'm not sure he when he says it's good that they've got 2 games against PSG, I'm not sure that is a good thing, to be quite frank with you. And I don't see how, Stevie, you go from this to all of a sudden being good enough. It's a worry now going to Paris.
I don't see how you can put a side on the field and try and do what you've been doing all season against PSG. You have to come up with a different plan. You have to bite the bullet and say, right, we're going to go there and we're going to give nothing away. And I don't care if we have to sit behind the ball all for 90 minutes. We're going to go there and that's what we're going to do. Because from the first game of the season to now, they've tried to play a certain way. And it's not working, and it's becoming embarrassing. So you can't keep doing it. And you have to have the guts, if you're on the slot, to turn round and say, right, we'd sit in front of the whole team and say, we cannot play the way we've been trying to play. We all want to play football. We all want to create chances and score goals. We want to look good and we want to keep the fans happy. But now it's about getting results. And you have to do it. He has to do what Postecoglou did, basically, like with Spurs, when they won the Europa League. They went the complete opposite. They sat behind the ball and tried to play in the counter-attack. Now, if your ego doesn't let you do that, then what you're doing is you're opening yourself and your team up for a resounding drubbing over 2 games.
Can we talk about Manchester City?
Yeah, just let me make one quick point on team selection here. Florian Wirtz, not as an offensive player, but how can you have a player in Milos Kerkez that the young guy has struggled? He's a good player, but he struggled with the weight of going to Liverpool. How can you go to Manchester City and other games this year and have the least defensive player in the team on that left-hand side to try and protect the young guy? That just doesn't make any sense from a team selection. Even if you put Cody Gakpo out there, he's not playing well. But he'll track back, he'll run up and down, and he'll help. So when I look at things like that, you have to question Arne's slot to say, how do I protect my full-back position, my left-back, because that's been really weak this year. I put a playmaker in front of him, and lo and behold, before half-time, the run's not tracked and they score. So a lot of this, it's on the players, as Van Dijk said, but a lot of it on the manager.
Looking at this tournament, Manchester City favourites to win it now, aren't they?
Well, it depends what version of Arsenal are going to turn up in the next few weeks, because the Carabao Cup final, make no bones about it, they were a pub team. I mean, they sat on the edge of their own box as if there was no chance of them winning that game. So at this moment in time, yeah, I would say they're playing the best stuff, certainly in England. But Arsenal can be better, a lot better. I mean, they were so negative in that Carabao Cup final. It was so frustrating. Yeah. I think Arteta got a pass. Yeah, listen, the Carabao Cup, it's not really, we're in for the league and all that. Almost like they brushed it off. But if you'd asked me like a month or 6 weeks ago, I would have said, nah, it's tough to see Arsenal getting beat, period. But having watched them recently, yeah, I think City have got as good a chance as any.
What have we been on? 20 minutes since the full-time whistle. Erling Haaland scoring a hat-trick is something we accept.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's not like, wow.
Well, I wouldn't even mentioned it.
Well, first half, Robbo was talking about how many touches he had.
Yeah.
You know, certainly the first 25 minutes.
2.
And then bang.
And then he's just there. With over 20 hat-tricks in his professional career, only 25 years of age, Stevie. Sometimes we do kind of take it for granted.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of made a rod for his own back. You know, the mere fact that not just Robbo, but everybody, oh, he's only got 5 goals in his last 20 games. I mean, we're kind of talking as if he's gone. But a guy with that quality, just, if you notice, he doesn't say anything. Because everybody's getting on his back about the touches and no goals. So what does he do?
Yep.
Turns round, scores a hat-trick, doesn't say a word, shuts everybody up by what he does on the field.
I mean, it was only a few weeks ago that there was a genuine discussion about should Marmoush play.
Yep.
And even, I'm sure it was tongue-in-cheek, but even Guardiola in the press conference never alluded to who would start or who wouldn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure in his mind he knew Haaland was going to start. But it's all about, at the end of it, it's all about the big box. It's all about sticking the ball in the back of the net, and Erling Haaland does it better than most.
And Semenyo's been a great signing, obviously.
Yeah,
He's really hit the ground running, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that was one of our concerns in the game when Steve and I talking beforehand with Milos Kerkez. If Semenyo did play wide, would he get the help so that he wasn't caught one-on-one? And if Semenyo gets you one-on-one, he usually throws that step over and drops his shoulder. He's been very good, and he looks a really, really confident.
To the game today, how disappointing is it to be out of the FA Cup?
Very disappointing. Not only to be out, also in the manner and the result, the score. So another big disappointment for us.
What in your eyes was missing from a Liverpool perspective today?
Things that have been missing for large parts of the season, converting our chances into goals. That was the thing that was missing in the first half. Because I think it was an equal game up to the moment they scored the penalty. Yeah. And the last time we played here, we conceded just before half-time. And today again, and that was mentally not easy. You try to pick things up at half-time. But 5 or 10 minutes later, again, they scored twice. Yeah, and then what happens afterwards, that, okay, we get a penalty, and okay, we got our chances, but that doesn't tell me anything. First 35 minutes were I saw a team that I would like to see, but the 20 minutes afterwards, we have to defend so much better than we were doing today.
How frustrating was the start to the second half? Because as you say, you come out and there's still an opportunity to turn the game around. Conceding that goal so early, was that the real sucker punch?
Yeah. The 2-0 is also not nice just before you go in at half-time, because as you said, we felt, at least what I felt, and I think the players felt the same, that in the first half things were quite equal, and if you then 2-0 down, that's not really helpful for your mood, especially not after the season we've had. And then going out hoping to come back into the game, but immediately then get punished with the 3 and the 4-0. Yeah, that's really hard to take, and the only good thing about that was that we didn't concede more, because being 4-0 down away at the Etihad, the way we played in that moment, you frighten the worst, although it was already worse. But it stayed 4.
On his final Liverpool appearance against Man City, Mo Salah had his penalty saved today. Did that sadly just sum up the day he had?
I wouldn't focus on one player, I would focus on the team, and that probably sums up us today, but maybe also a large part of our season. I think it's the second one he missed, and Dominic Szoboszlai also already missed the penalty. So it's not only that we miss big chances, we this season also have missed a few penalties. But in the first half, I think there was also a very good chance for Mo when we played a fast counter-attack with Guehi. Unfortunately, that ball doesn't go in, and yeah, that's what football is about. You have to score goals if you want to have a chance to win the game.
At what point in the game did you start maybe thinking about your squad and the PSG game that's to come in just a few days' time?
No, for the first thing you think about is if you want to have a good game on Wednesday. A 4-0 loss is already not helpful, but an even bigger loss would be a bigger problem for us to go there. So what I've tried to do is hopefully come back into the game with 4-1, 4-2, but make sure that it stays on 4. And that was the main thing I thought about. Yeah, Joe Gomez, I took him out because usually he's shown in the last, since I'm here, that it's not always easy to play him twice 90 minutes. So if we want to use him on Wednesday, then it's helpful that I took him out today.
The Champions League is now Liverpool's last shot at a trophy this season. Just how big and important is that next challenge ahead?
Very big and very important, because it's not every season that you play a quarter-final of the Champions League. So we're really looking forward to that, playing against a very good side again, like we played today against a very good side. But we're looking forward to that, but that's not the only objective we have. We want to qualify for Champions League next season as well. So there's still, for us, a lot to play for, although in general we feel that we've had a lot of setbacks and disappointments, but that's also part of being a football player, part of being a human being. It cannot always go positive, and you have to be there and stand up when things are not so positive or negative, and that's what it is about now. And then players that have shown so much quality in the past now have a fantastic chance to show that against Paris Saint-Germain as well.
Thank you very much.
Measured response really there from Erling Haaland, balancing out the fact that yes, they're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, yes, they've already won the Carabao Cup, but also he feels like they should be in the Champions League, which they're not going to be in. Just sum up this performance individually for me, Robbie, from your perspective.
You know what I loved about his interview then? I think he talked about obviously the team, where the team are getting to the finals and how much that means to him. But from an individual point of view, he's talked about his season being up and down. Ali and Fletch were talking in the commentary about him getting 30-odd goals now. I mean, that's astonishing, 30-odd goals now, and he's still talking about, could do better. I mean, it just shows you the measure of the man, and a lot of footballers now are perfectionists without really being the perfect players. He can be the perfect striker, talking about, I can do better after scoring 30-odd goals, and he wants to do better, which I love.
Why is it? I mean, City on a whole, not just Erling Haaland, have had an up and down season. It's not been consistent all over the board, has it?
No, it hasn't. It's been clunky. There's been moments where they've looked like they've got going. They really have. They've put on a title charge, and then they've had a few indifferent results. I think that was always going to happen this season. Off the back of last season, it was difficult. They were flying up until that moment, but at the business end, this is the business end, and he talked about Manchester City expecting trophies. They're starting to come good, and they can put on a real load of pressure going into the end of it.
Jules was just saying there, like, some of the service he got today was exceptional. There were players all over the pitch who had just brilliant games. Trafford as well, with a penalty save and a clean sheet. How impressed were you with his performance?
Yeah, again, what I love about his performance is that when he gets his chance to play, he doesn't go out looking for the ball. He's a goalkeeper that stays in his goals, makes good decisions. When he's asked to make big saves, he makes them, and other than that, you don't notice them. And that's not easy, because obviously he'll want to put himself out there. He knows he's got a potential England role in the summer, but he doesn't. He just waits for the ball to come to him. He's a great example to any young goalkeeper out there.
For Arne Slot, another game which will, of course, invite a lot of criticism. How do you think he managed this game?
How did he manage this game?
Yeah, in your opinion, the changes that he made, the tactics?
I mean, some of the changes, yes, I think were probably needed. Some of them are probably thinking, I mean, Gomez for Frimpong, for me, that probably wasn't the right decision. But ultimately, he needed to do something to try and get back into the game, to try and maybe change the confidence of the team, because I've never seen a Liverpool team so devoid of confidence after starting a game so well. They started the game so well, then all of a sudden the confidence has just gone. Case in point, Mo Salah had a few chances. Ekitike look a little bit slow, look a little bit laboured. Mo's chances, absolutely. Oh God, I didn't even mention that. But that's a team that is devoid of confidence. Now, it's up to the manager to go in there and try and get these players, because keep them up, give them a little bit of a lift, because they've got a massive game Wednesday. Now that is the conversation. Now, if they go into the game and play the way they did in the second half there, then there's only going to be one winners.
How do you think that's going to go? Because, like he was saying, Robbie was saying, the confidence is not in this side, and now they have to go to Paris and play PSG away from home.
I'm going to have to go old school, Robbie. I think it's about the characters in the dressing room. It's about getting in amongst each other and saying, look, we're not licking our wounds. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. We're a Liverpool Football Club. We're off the back of a Premier League win last season. We're in the Champions League. We're one of the only English teams still in this competition. They've got to play with their chest out. They've really got to question each other and put some pressure on each other as professionals.
But the modern game doesn't really dictate that, though, Joe. That's what I'm saying in terms of the manager needs to come in and try and get the players to be better versions of what they're showing. And we know they are better versions. We know that. Joe's spot on in terms of when you go onto that pitch, you've got to sort of try and fend for yourself. And if someone's having a bit of a difficult time, you need leaders out there to try and drag people through the tough times. That's probably what we're not seeing with this Liverpool team. But you still got to get that from the manager.
Can I ask, with knowing as well that Mo Salah's leaving at the end of the season, the question is whether or not that could have a galvanising effect because perhaps the players are playing for something, or could it have a corrosive effect where it's kind of sucked some energy out of the side?
Well, it was difficult watching him today, actually.
Yeah.
You know, we're so used to him being such a confident player, and I think that first opportunity that he had that Kusanov managed to fall over, get back up and tackle him was a real telltale in how Mo Salah was going to play today. He struggled and he looked really low on confidence. We saw him walk in at half-time. He was devastated, absolutely devastated. But he's a senior player. He's a big player for Liverpool, and obviously it'll be difficult, and that last game of the season, whenever it is he waves goodbye, will be emotional. Yeah. But right now, he's got to put it all out on the pitch and score goals for his team.
Cast in most areas of the pitch today. We're going to show you exactly how it happened and get into the analysis, really, because after Erling Haaland, well, we'll take you back to the incident, actually, because earlier on, we thought that City might be awarded a penalty. They weren't given that one, but then eventually they did get their penalty. Let's show you the incident, exactly what happened, and you can talk us through it, Joe.
Yeah, it was really sharp work. They were starting to build pressure at this time. And Nico O'Reilly, who's playing left back, started this game, but he was drifting into those positions. Just showed why he is a number 10 at heart, with beautiful body language, receives it on the half turn, really smart. And Van Dijk didn't like the decision, but it's a stonewall penalty. Catches him just as he makes this little turn here, protects the ball with his body. Really smart bit of play.
I can't add nothing to that. I think, I mean, he's a brilliant player. We know that. The little stumble by, obviously, Erling Haaland, he puts it away. Not got good form against this keeper, but shows you the confidence of this man. He wants to step up and put that away. But Nico O'Reilly is brilliant for the penalty. The half turn is the one that does puts Van Dijk in all sorts of trouble.
Erling Haaland actually had a penalty against Mamardashvili earlier on in the season. This was in the Premier League. He missed that penalty, so he obviously learnt this time, didn't he, Joe?
Yeah, you see the stutter there that he used. It was just to knock the timing of the goalkeeper. He's obviously learnt from that mistake, if you like. It's a good save by Mamardashvili, but Haaland was so confident. It was actually the polar opposite of what Mo Salah looked like when he stood over his penalty.
Robbie, the threat on the wings was always there from Manchester City, and that second goal was a brilliant build-up for them to lead to Haaland's second.
Yeah, look, City going forward, they have got the players, got the capabilities of, causing teams all sorts of problems. The movement is brilliant. They're getting, overloads on the outside, creating. I mean, Cherky with that little two-touch over there. But the ball is brilliant into the box. But what I love about this is the movement from Erling Haaland. He is your obviously typical number 9 striker. Wants to put defenders on, knowing that he's there. He takes them away. When he's sort of going away, the defender thinks he couldn't get straight to the ball, but he has the power and the speed to get there before the defender and sticks a great header into the back of the net.
Joe, that was just before half-time, and it really sort of sucked any momentum that Liverpool were hoping to build back up completely away from them.
Yeah, it was a real hammer blow, and if you listen to the boys in comms, as I say, the first 35 minutes were very competitive. It was a good game, but once City started to build, Liverpool shrunk and City just got bigger, and that was such a good goal, such an important goal. And we were talking to him afterwards about the service that he wants. City haven't been doing that recently. It was a brilliant ball and a great header.
Should we see Ryan Cherky's goal, because that was pretty special as well? Do I ask you to talk through it?
For the
yeah. Oh. I mean, obviously disappointed for you guys, but it was a wonderful goal.
I know it was, and I think this is City in abundance. I think that the fact that he picks up the ball in a position where Liverpool should be having players there. That's one of Liverpool's problems. You look at this now, Cherky there. If you've got maybe an older midfielder, he doesn't get the time, doesn't get the space. You look at the 3 midfielders, you can throw a little blanket over them too, so they're all pretty close. But the ball, obviously, to Semenyo is outstanding. The run is outstanding, and obviously the goal to sort of chip it over the keeper as he's coming out. Again, we talked before about the confidence of where they are compared to where Liverpool. You can't score goals like that if you haven't got the confidence. And it was a great finish, but it was coming. The more City sort of had this dominant force in the game, the more you felt they were going to score more goals.
I think we'll show you the last goal in a few seconds' time, but we're going to hopefully, in a few minutes, there he is, speak to Mark Guehi, because from the City's perspective today, a clean sheet, an excellent win. And this man here, who's had a fair few battles with Liverpool so far this season. Hello, Mark. Great to see you. I'm really well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming to join us.
Hey, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark, we were just saying there, congratulations, by the way. What a brilliant all-round performance from your team. A clean sheet for you, a semi-final spot as well. Just sum up that win and how much it means to you in the club.
It was a good win. The manager always says it's important to arrive at the right time. I think at the end of the season, it's big games, it's big moments, so it's important to arrive. And I think, against a really good Liverpool side, we did that today.
To begin with, we were saying Liverpool were very much in this game and had some good chances, which you guys controlled. But obviously as well, Mo Salah with an opportunity that he will really rue the day he missed that. But then you guys almost kicked into gear. Just tell us a little bit about that mentality and what happened in this game. Yeah, it's not easy. You come up against top players, against a top team, and you're going to have to suffer at times. And it's important that you stick together in those moments. For them not to create a chance is almost impossible. Do you know what I mean? With the quality that they have. But like I said, when you suffer together, when you go through the game, enjoying those moments and sticking together, then you can grow into the game. And I think we did that today.
Mark, do you think that's really building with this team? Obviously, we saw it in the final, which you weren't able to take part in. But today, as we talk about those 35 minutes, to be a top team, you've got to suffer. But you must have so much belief at the top end of the field. It must be great to see Erling scoring the goals that he did today. Yeah, super happy for him. He's worked his hardest for the team, even though he went for a period where he wasn't scoring that many goals. Super happy for him. But like you said, it's so important that as a team we show that resilience, we show that fight, because we have the quality up front, all around the pitch, to be honest. So when you're in the game, you stay in the game, you're making blocks, and people are helping each other. We've got a chance to win a game up front.
Mark, you just take it to the start of the game. So for 35 minutes, Liverpool were in the game. Was you a little bit taken aback that Liverpool never really had that number 9 playing against you? You obviously yourself, and you're obviously defensive. You've got Ekitike on the left-hand side. You've got Mo Salah in there. But Verts kept dropping deep. But you didn't really have anyone. Was that something that you had planned for? Or did...
Yeah, I mean, we were aware that they could do that. They did that in the last couple of games. As a defender, it's hard, those moments, because, players are trying to pull you out of position to create that space in behind. So you have to be wary, you have to communicate a lot. I think for the most part we did well. But, it's not easy against these players.
Mark, you've played Liverpool with 2 different teams 5 times this season, and you've won all of them. 3 wins with Palace and 2 wins with Manchester City. In the Community Shield, Premier League, League Cup and FA Cup, there's just such a massive spread. But there's something about you that you just seem to beat them every time.
It's not me. It's not me. I'm just...
It might be you.
I don't think
it's a lottery.
It's just a coincidence, to be honest.
But it must also be quite bizarre for you, because with Crystal Palace you were knocked out the FA Cup, and now with Manchester City you're into the semi-finals. I mean, it's part of football, but what a crazy season for you.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of crazy moments. But you have to enjoy it. It's not a long career, so you have to make the most of these moments, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And are you enjoying it? What's it like here at Manchester City?
It's hard to put into words. It's relentless. It's exciting. It's everything that I wanted, to be able to play at this level, to challenge for trophies, but just learning a lot, being able to make mistakes, come out again and learn again. It's something that I want to do, and I've been given the opportunity to do that here with a fantastic football club, amazing players, amazing manager, and the fans have been great as well. So,
what's he like, Pep Guardiola, as a manager?
He's exactly how you see him. How he comes across on TV, in interviews, that's exactly how he is. He just loves football, loves his players, and just wants to win.
Yeah.
Mark, can I just ask you that question? You just mentioned it yourself there in terms of you're here to obviously make mistakes, and does the manager allow you to make mistakes? What is his conversation to you when you do make a mistake?
As long as you're doing the right things, as long as it's with the right intention, and you're trying to do the right things for the team, for yourself, then I say it's okay. It sounds crazy, but as a player you have to make mistakes. Otherwise you're not really trying. Otherwise you're not really going for it or risking things. So as long as you're learning and improving and it's not happening on a daily basis, then it's okay.
Mark, we'll let you go, but thank you. It was a real pleasure to
speak
to you.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on a brilliant win for you and your side, and a semi-final spot for Manchester City. Congratulations. We'll see you soon. Mark Guehi there. An excellent interview. I just love the idea of what players experience when they go in and they meet a manager like Pep Guardiola, and then he becomes your coach, and you've had your dealings with him, and I love that he's exactly what you expect from what you see on the pitch, off the pitch, in the interviews. He is an intense man, isn't he? An intense manager. For a new player coming into this setup, is it hard to to settle in, Joe, and just get your feet under the carpet?
I think it under the carpet. It can be, of course it can be, and we've seen people struggle, and that's why I think it was such brilliant business in the transfer window. They took two people who knew the Premier League, that were doing well in the Premier League, Antoine Semenyo and Mark Guehi. But he has been excellent. Absolutely brilliant to step into a Manchester City team. He's their number one centre-back now, and that's a massive statement. And he's just kept progressing. And what a lovely guy as well. I've never met him, never worked with him, but you can see he wants to get better. You can see he wants to drink it all in, work on himself professionally and personally. Yeah. What a top player.
Absolutely. Joe, we want to talk through 4-0. This was the final goal of the game and an Erling Haaland goal. You were very appreciative of Erling Haaland's movement in this one.
Well, Robbie talked us through his movement for his second goal, and he's an excellent player. And City were purring at this point. Their timing was on point. They were making brilliant runs. They were just holding themselves on side. O'Reilly again playing at left back. Brilliant movement, great awareness. But we're going to highlight it now. Just as he arrives into the box, bear in mind who he's up against. Erling Haaland is up against Virgil van Dijk, who's seen it all. That little stutter there, just loses his balance. O'Reilly's awareness, grabs himself a yard. Superb finish.
Laura, can I take you up like another aspect from a defensive point of this? So you know you're having a tough time. So you need. I mentioned before about leaders. Just look at the reaction from Konate. That's like a defeatist attitude. Someone who sort of give in, and you watch it from. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great finish. The movement's great. It's a good goal by City, but I actually want a little bit more from my team defensively. I think Konate just gives in, and I've seen it on more than one occasion this year with him, where the ball goes past him and he's quick to sort of give in.